Hi, I'm Allie. Join me as I show you how to do Chris King's Chaton Pillow Earrings. They are a cute component that you can make into a bracelet or even into a necklace and pendant design. Remember, if you need any materials, look below the video in the description. Hit the little show more button in that block and it'll come on down, show you the materials that are used, and get you links back to our website. Gather up your supplies and let's get started. To begin on our little Chaton component here, we are going to start with a SuperDuo bead, a round duo bead, and we're going to repeat that another 3 times for a total of 4 of each of our beads. This is going to create the foundation for our chaton to sit inside of. In addition to the DiscDuo beads and the SuperDuos, we're also using an SS39, approximately an 8mm chaton, some 15s and some 11s here. You can see you can do it in a bunch of different varieties of colors. You could even add these together with the jump rings to make it into a bracelet, linking them together, or link them directly off of the SuperDuo. I'm going to go in and using my size 6 white dragon thread, tie this into a knot. And I have about 4 feet on my needle, which is a size 11 needle. Nice tight knot. And then I want my thread and needle to come out of my SuperDuo. So I'm going to take my needle through the SuperDuo that is next to the knot. I'm taking it through that same first hole of the SuperDuo. And once it's out through that SuperDuo, I want to add 3 15s, 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to circle through that same SuperDuo. At the same time, usually you can sew through the next DiscDuo as well and out. The seed beads that are there, you want to go towards the front of the design. So I'm going to kind of take my hands there and push the thread down towards the middle. And we are going to repeat this a total of 4 times. 1 done. If you need to, you kind of turn your project to the side to get to your needle to come out. 1, 2, 3 beads again, and back through that same SuperDuo bead, and usually once again through the next DiscDuo. This again is creating not only our base, which we use the DiscDuos and the SuperDuos for, but now we're creating almost the prongs to our setting that our chaton is going to be held by. So I'm going in here, doing the next one. If you notice that your needle is really tight in there, which it will be, you can go in and actually add the 3 seed beads before you tie it into a knot as well. It just makes it sometimes not as tight of a base. So that's why you're adding it after. 3 more get added into the next, circling around through that same hole of that SuperDuo, in through the next DiscDuo and out. And again, you can see how I'm kind of wiggling my needle to get it into place there. Into the next SuperDuo and out. And then once we're out this last SuperDuo, we're going to add our 3 beads here of our 15s. And once those 3 15s are added, circling around back through the same SuperDuo and then right out through the SuperDuo. We're going to step up through beads number 1 and 2 of that group of 3 that we just added. Give a nice tight pull. And we're going to pull all of these beads towards the center. Doing so, I want you to add 1, 2, 3, and 4 15-0 seed beads onto your needle and go over to the next grouping of 3 in the same direction your thread is going and grab the center bead from that grouping of 3 seed beads. From here again, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and go through that middle one. Now put your chaton in, going in and putting it so the color side is facing up. 1, 2, 3, 4 more 15s in through that center one, pushing it down towards the middle. 1, 2, 3, and 4 more 15s. And then into the first one your thread was originally coming out of. That's getting 16 new beads there and holding that nice and tightly in. From here, I want to reinforce. So I'm going to go back through all of those seed beads because anytime you're doing a bezel where you have something that is getting placed in the middle here, you always want to go in and tighten that up so that way your stone does not fall out. And the chaton naturally sits down in the project with that point of the chaton coming out through the back there. This also would be a great ring that you could do a ring base for. And again, a nice bracelet that you could add together the different components as we're creating. Once you have it through the whole way around one time, or a second time rather, I'm giving a nice tight pull there to tighten it up. And I'm going to go down into the 15-0 seed bead that is after that center bead. So it would be the third bead in the grouping of 3 that's above that SuperDuo. Nice tight pull there. Through the SuperDuo that sits below it. Kind of wiggling your needle in there if you need to. And then once you're through there, we're going to do a step up. By a step up, what I mean is that we are going to step up from the bottom hole of the SuperDuo into the top hole of the SuperDuo. I just had to bend it a little bit so it wouldn't go through the DiscDuo. Bottom hole to top hole. As we go through the top hole there, I want you to grab your 11-0 seed beads, add 2 11-0 seed beads, and sew through the next hole of the DiscDuo, through the outer hole. 2 more seed beads into the next SuperDuo. Going the whole way around here, feeding 2 seed beads in. It's nice and quick and easy to do so. And then I'll show you how we get the points. Because we're going to get a point by adding in an extra bead between these 2 beads that we already have. Now, why did we not add the 3 beads to begin with? Because it wouldn't give you a nice enough point like we're going for. So here we go around. 1 and 2. And around we go. Adding in 2 beads at a time. Once you're through the last SuperDuo, having added those 2 beads, you can see how pretty that looks in that collection. And now what we're going to do is go through bead number 1 and exit before bead number 2 of the beads we just added. Here you can pick a 15 or an 11. It's up to you. You're going to add 1 more bead in between beads 1 and 2, which is going to be bead number 3, and then sew over to your next group of 2 seed beads. See how nice and tight that is, kind of getting that bead just to sit right in between. Add, once again, your needle going through bead number 1, add in bead number 3, and sew through bead number 2. Continue the whole outer edge, adding in that 3rd bead there. Want a monthly dose of inspiration while stocking up on your beading supplies? Potomac Beads Treasure Box is a monthly subscription where you can save up to 60% off new and exciting materials. Every month, you'll receive an assortment of unique and exclusive beads in a variety of colors and shapes. Whether you're a beginner or an accomplished beader, the Treasure Box will inspire you to create unique projects for yourself and to gift to others. Unleash your creativity with a Treasure Box subscription. Visit PotomacBeads.com/subscriptions today or click on the link below in the description to get links to get back to our website. Once you go around and put in all of those points, you can see how you get those nice peaks by entering in that extra seed bead along the outer edge. From here, we're going to go through and create a little top for it to hang down on your earring. Or like I said, again, you can link them together, creating a space at each side or even a SuperDuo at each side to make a really fun bracelet. From here, coming out through the SuperDuo, after having done my whole way around, I'm going to go through bead number 1, and then I'm also going to go through bead number 2. Coming out bead number 2, you can decide whether or not you want to put it on the point of the SuperDuo or whether or not you want it to go squared like that. I'm going to put it on the point coming through the SuperDuo. So I need my thread and needle coming out through the center towards the middle. So I'm going to take my thread and needle the whole way around here, going over to the next point of beads. Kind of wiggling through. And it usually wants to hang out right in the interior there and wants to get caught on those beads. And that is why it's having trouble going through. There we go. Just kind of move that out of the way. Once you are coming out through your 11 seed bead, and then going up through to the top 11 seed bead. So I'm going into bead number 1, into bead number 2, and now at the top I'm going to add another 11 seed bead, and you can add right away your wire guard going into it. I'm going to add a SuperDuo just for that little color at the top there. I'm going to add my wire guard going through one hole, up and around to the other side of the wire guard, and down through your SuperDuo on this side. Add one more 11 seed bead, and into the line of seed beads on this opposite side here through bead number 1 or bead number 3 and bead number 2 of the design. While I'm there, I'm pushing right back through the next DiscDuo. You can reinforce that, taking your thread and needle back through. And then once you do so, the only thing you need to do next is to go in and to get your thread ends to the same spot in order to tie them off and finish off your design to finish off your earrings. Again, you can do these as nice connections where they connect right there at the SuperDuo for a fun bracelet as well. So don't just think of it as an earring, it's more of a component done in multiple different colorways and different styles with that SS39. Thanks so much to Chris for sharing her lovely design with us of that Chaton pillow. Remember, if you need supplies, look below the video in the description, hit that show more button there, and it'll drop down with links to the website. If you haven't yet, hit that little subscribe button so you don't miss ideas from us here at Potomac Beads, and also from contributors and our community members like Chris. Thanks so much for joining, and stay tuned for more inspirational designs.